Hello Mindfulness Project family, welcome to our Advent Calendar Day 3. The topic is matter and we will have a yoga class together today, and I like to look at matter from the perspective of matter as a pathway to true happiness. Most of us know metta, loving kindness, from the loving kindness meditation. And this is when we send our love to ourselves, to a friend, to a neutral person, and to an enemy. And we can see sometimes how difficult this is to send, especially maybe an enemy is difficult to send the love there. And it shows already that to do this, to be able to do this, we have to really open our heart and we have to go and see beyond what this person did to us or to others. So we have to look at more the true nature of the person, and at the same time make a decision what kind of world we want to live in and we want to create. Do we want to stay in anger and resentment or revenge, or do we want to create a world of love? And if I want to live in a world of love, I have to create love inside of myself. So loving kindness is helping us to create this love and create a world of love. And one aspect of this deep love, what I feel, is kind of acceptance. So that's what I want to look for, so that the pathway to true happiness is through acceptance, to accept whatever arises, to love whatever arises in our lives. The most beautiful thing, the most difficult thing, can we stay there with an open heart even if we feel pain? Can we keep our heart open in the midst of biggest joy without coming into fear of losing this joy? Can we be open exactly to that present moment where this whatever arises, and embrace it? This means to stay really, truly alive. So we don't need to numb anything of ourselves or distract ourselves. We really stay alive to the present moment. We are alive in life and we enjoy life completely and truly. And this also brings us to the state of wholeness. So often we are longing to become whole again. And wholeness for me is that we accept and see that we have a bright side and a more difficult side. It's like there's ease and there's difficulties. We could say light and dark. So for sure, I observed myself, I'm observing myself for many years now. And I can see there's easy stuff going on inside of me and there's difficult stuff going on. And for me, what I express to the outside needs lots of awareness and a lot of decision making, and still, it slips and whatever. So, but for me, even then, to have acceptance also for the difficulties that I have, it's so important. And I can see by observing myself how many things are outside there in the world that are really difficult, and by seeing already how difficult it is for me to change things, I can have more acceptance for the world outside, that for what's going on there. That so many, I would say all of us, we got stuck in some stories. And this is our duty and task to, if we want to get rid of the stories, to look beyond the stories, beyond all the conditioning, to see our true nature. And this is what I feel the pathway to true happiness is leading us towards, to look to our true nature, to look beyond all the conditioning that are out there in the world and our own conditioning, how we see and perceive the world. So we can connect to the wholeness of ourselves and the whole of life, and we can embrace whatever arises in the here and now. So I could see when I observe myself, sometimes I observe whatever, maybe anger. No, there's a big noise now. Why now? Anger, disturbance coming up. And then a story can be created in my mind, maybe about the past, and I repeatedly tell me this story and increasing my anger and think this is the truth. And I can resolve the anger maybe by having some revenge or kicking him out of his tractor there. Then it will be silent, and this is the world how I should be silent at the moment. So, and this is the truth, and only if it's as I want it, it will be a good world. So, can I stop this story? Can I stop the play of this story, hold the moment, pause, and look deeper. What is underneath all the stories that are going on in me and in all of you and all of the world? And what is beyond all the stories? Can I find this common ground? And this is actually where the practice of yoga and meditation is inviting us to have this deep look inside of us. And when we understand ourselves, we will understand the whole world, we will understand everything. And when I have this deep look inside, where I can look beyond my likes and dislikes, beyond the stories, as I said like before, what will I find? How will it be if I can let go of the stories? If I can do this, and maybe we have these glimpses sometimes, where we feel like, wow, actually I feel like at ease. We can find this true nature, the neutral ground in which everything arises and fades away. And we can maybe find one law, that is the law of impermanence. If we sit in love and observe the world with love and allow everything to arise and to fade away, we can see the law of impermanence. Everything in this world is impermanent. And can we open up to this? That means things we love, persons we love may disappear, may go, like our niece. It's not easy, but it's also the law of nature. I cannot decide how long someone is here with me, even if I would love to. And this wish of control the uncontrollable, to create security and happiness, is actually a big part of creating suffering, because I will feel really inner pain. I feel I'm kind of weak, or I don't know the real word at the moment, but if I try to control and I cannot control, I feel kind of overwhelmed with life, and I feel like weak and powerless is the word I was looking for. And I will try hunting the happiness through control, and it will create suffering, because I cannot control life. I cannot control it. If I try to find something in this life that is stable, unchangeable, and controllable, I will not find it. And even I think it will feel like death, of something unmoving, not changing. Life is what it is because of changes. This planet is what it is because of lots of changes. So can I let go of this illusion that if I can control this world, that I would live in a happy world? Can I invite instead the idea that if I can have an open heart to this world with its changes, that this can create a very deep happiness, a deep happiness that is independent from what arises in the outside world. And this means, in Buddhism we call it suchness, tathata. It means that we have an awareness that is not distracted, undistracted awareness. And this awareness is fully present with what is, allows it to really be experienced fully inside of us. And it means we don't need to separate any part of us. We don't have to kind of disconnect from any part of us. We can allow it to be. There's no separation necessary. And also we will not wait for change to happen. And waiting and hoping that things will get better. We can be with the present moment as it is now. So that means we have no longing for something and no rejection of what is. We accept everything that life brings to us, and we let go everything life takes away from us. If we can be in this suchness, it means we can be really free. We can be really awake, and we can feel true love. We love what is. We love what is unconditionally, because what is. if we are in this suchness, in this pure awareness, that means really that we can love truly and unconditionally. This is what metta is for me. Metta is true unconditional love to the whole of life, to myself, to all beings. And this is one of the practices that I do nowadays, because I feel it's a very difficult and challenging time, and everyone can have their own opinion about what's going on. But there are some things that makes me angry at the moment, and sometimes related to certain persons. And when I really come into this, why can they say like this? I'm switching into loving kindness. It's my key, it's my reminder, kind of, oh, now loving kindness, and I send loving kindness to this person, because I don't want my heart to be hijacked. I don't want it. My decision is to be in love. Whatever the world has to go through at the moment, I don't even know what is right or wrong. I just have my opinion, and might be completely wrong. And even have love for this. And have love for all the expressions that are out there at the moment, because I think the most important thing, we can see the stories going on the surface, all different opinions, all the fears and whatever, but underlying for me is, can we keep and stay in love, truly in love? And to start to come to this, I feel still there is this experience that I like to invite us to do in the yoga class, to love what is, to love what arises. So to take this as a pathway to true happiness, connection, and a way out of separation. Out of separation with ourselves. We are so separated from ourselves oftentimes. We deny parts of us, we disconnect from parts of us, and first we need to come into wholeness before this world can come back into wholeness. Or it has to go at least hand in hand. And so that's what I like to invite you, to connect with your inner life, and to observe whatever arises. And I like to always make like this gesture for this, to embrace whatever comes with love, the ease and the difficulties. At the same time, the one root of metta is friend. So at the same time, I invite you to be your own best friend. That means if there's something that really you feel is not good for you, you don't need to do it every pose, or you don't have to stay as long as I say in the pose, or you can even pause and stay longer if you need to stay longer in the pose. So you can create your own world with this, what I'm offering you. And so be your own best friend and take care. Like if I stay for a certain while in a pose and you feel like this is really not good for me, like at my condition today, you stop. If it's just uncomfortable feeling and you just want to run away from this discomfort, then maybe like observe and have a second thought if you might like to stay. Or if it's too short, how long I suggest to stay, because for you practice a lot or whatever, for whatever reason this is really easy for you, you might stay longer. So you can create also your own little practice in this practice. And one thing I want to suggest for this class, what you could use is if you have a scale from 1 to 10. And so, for example, we stay a long time in a stretch, and on the scale you feel like, how does it feel like? It's like a 10. A 10 means it's really super intense, and so intense that you might hold your breath. Or you might kind of tense other parts of your body to compensate. This means it's too strong. You should back off a little bit. So ease out of the pose a little bit and find the position where it's stronger than an 8, but less than a 10. So you're aiming for a 9. So you have an intense sensation, but you're not overdoing and not like under. But at the same time, if you have the scale and you're super flexible in one pose, it's so easy for you, you might not feel any of the 10 or whatever. You can like observe what is writing then. It's like, it's so easy for me. What's the matter? I'm really cool, can do this. What is the story that arises? what is the identification that arises? Is it love, or is it kind of judgment, or is it kind of, making us better or smaller? Observe this, so we learn about ourselves. And also, to be a good friend in the end means also to be a good friend for others in good times and in bad times. Really stay connected to all the friends, to all your friends, make even new friends, and love and accept everyone as they are. Doesn't mean you cannot say your opinion, but out of love, not out of judgment. So I like to invite you to the class to love whatever arises, and I will see you on the mat, and we will have some exploration. Happy to see you, and let's have some fun. So welcome on the mat. Welcome to yoga, metta, loving kindness, and so welcome on the yoga mat. Welcome to yoga. Today with metta and the pathway to true inner happiness, to love what arises. You might need a bolster, like something like this, or like rolled blankies or a mat or something for later in class. And even you might need 2 blocks or books that you can put your hands on to support yourself. If you want to grab this, then do so. And then we can go. Okay, third. Okay, welcome on the mat. Welcome to yoga. Today, metta, the pathway to true inner happiness and loving what arises. You might need a bolster or some roll blankie, something that you can in the end rest on that supports you. And 2 blocks could also be helpful for you. We will have one version of forward bend. If you not reach the floor, you feel like tight today or whatever, it would be nice to have some 2 blocks to support you. That's what you would need. And then we are ready to start. We start seated. Find your seat, comfortable seat. If you like, close your eyes. Be aware of your body. The body in a sitting position, touching the floor, connecting with earth, and rising up to the sky. Allow the spine to grow and the shoulders to melt downward. Head is relaxed. Relax your face, your jaw. And be aware of the whole body. Any sensations in the body, areas of tension, areas of spaciousness. And just be aware of it, no need to change. You just observe what's going on here and now. See if there is arising any wish to change the posture, to change anything, to feel more comfortable. First, be aware of this change arising, the wish for change. And then as you like, if you wish, you can move and see if you want to change anything in your posture. And see how it feels afterwards. See if the change that you have maybe made is also influencing the breath. How's the breath flowing? And then have a general awareness of your state of heart-mind. What's going on inside right now? How are you here? What emotions, feelings arising? And the thoughts, stories. Maybe tiredness, tension, maybe you're relaxed, joyful. However you are, be aware of that. And then from this knowledge, slowly lift up your hands and open them wide to the side. The all-embrace mudra, gesture. And reach out and connect to your fellow yogis all around the globe. And connect to all living beings on this planet and this universe. Reaching out from your heart with love to all beings. And if you like, sending the heart wishes, the wishes of loving kindness. May all living beings be full of loving kindness. May all living beings be healthy. May all living beings be calm and relaxed and without any fear. May all living beings be happy, content, and really free. From this connection to the whole world, bring the whole world together in your heart. Bring the hands together in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra. And see as if you bring the whole world together in one point. And connect with your heart. Whatever is inside of you is outside of you. What is outside is inside. Some principle of the Tantra philosophy. Connect to your heart. And invite the heart to be aware and to embrace everything what is arising at any given moment. To embrace and hold space for it. Connect with your heart in inviting loving awareness. For me, this is the expression of the awareness that holds with love everything that is arising. And then from your heart, from your own inner center, your inner true being, reach out wide again, connecting to the whole world. And energize this connection with the world by having some Kapalabhati, the breathing where you exhale actively, pulling the navel back towards the spine, and then having relaxed inhalation. So active exhalation, relaxed passive inhalation. And you can go slow and then gently become faster if it's new to you. Take in relaxed inhalation and exhalation. And then with the next exhalation begin. Next inhalation, inhale deeply. Hold the breath in, bring the pelvic floor in and up. Relaxed holding. Whenever you feel the urge to exhale, release, exhale. Bring your hands down to your knees. And breathe in a relaxed way. You can keep your eyes closed or gently open them as you feel. And with awareness, shift, move from sitting into lying on your back. We will start in a very smooth, gentle, loving way. In Shavasana, lie on your back. Connect with the earth. Feel Mother Earth beneath you. Be aware of the connection to the earth. Be aware that we are all children of the earth. No discrimination. Be aware of what is arising, any emotion, thought, sensation. And then gently with awareness, bend your knees, bring your feet in front of your hips and feel the change in your body sensation. With awareness, bring one knee and then the other towards your chest. Put your hands in front of the knees, touch the knees from the front, hand to the right knee, left hand to the left knee. Be aware of the change in your sensations. And then push the knees away from you, from the chest. Open them to the side, right to the right, left to the left, so the knees moving away from each other. And then you pull them towards your chest again and bring them together in center. And then you push them again away, you bring them away from each other. And then you pull them towards your heart. And so you move your legs in circles, hip circles, warming your hip joints, awakening them. Natural flow of breath, slow and aware movement. Change the direction. Be aware of all the sensations or emotions or thoughts arising in your heart and mind. And come back to center, knees towards the heart. Stretch the feet to the sky and bend the knees again, warming up your knees. Very gentle, slow, aware movement. Next time the feet pointing to the sky, keep them there. You can release your hands to the floor, palms facing down to support you, and have gentle circles in your ankle joints, awakening your ankle joints. Be aware of any sensations in your ankles. Change also direction. And then come into pointing and flexing. And come to stillness, relax your feet, spread your toes and bring them together again. And then grasp with your toes and pull them towards your face. Grasp and pull them towards your face. Move your toes. And come to stillness. Bend the left knee, foot comes back onto the floor. And then bring the right ankle on top of your left thigh, next to the knee. And allow the right knee to open to the side. Feel the sensations in your hip joint. Be aware of your breath. How's the breath flowing in a relaxed way? Be aware of your shoulders in contact with the earth. Your neck is elongate. The chin gently tucked in. And then lift the foot of the left foot off the floor. Bring your right arm in between your legs and your left arm from the outside to grasp the backside of the left thigh. Be aware of this shift of sensation in your right hip. Aware of the breath, your shoulders and your neck. If you're very flexible in your hip joint, you might to go further to grasp the chin. And I can feel now my chin is lifting up to the sky when I grasp my shin bones. So I have to elongate my neck again, relaxing my shoulders, and grounding. I'm really grounding my back, my upper back, and my head. Relax the jaw and face. Relax any tension that is not needed. And be aware of what is arising. Any wish to shift or change. Some people are very flexible, they might not feel a lot in this pose. So be aware what then arises in your mind. So it's not about achieving anything, it's about awareness in body sensation, emotion, and arising of thoughts in our mind. And how we maybe cling and attach or don't want it. And gently release, be aware of any change in the physical sensation. Shift in the sensation of the lower back, your hip joint. And change. Bring the left ankle on top of your right thigh. Be aware of the sensation in your hip joint. Allow the knee to go to the outside. And then gently bring the right knee towards the body. Grasp the backside of the right thigh. Feel the change and the sensation of your left hip joint. Again, if you're very, very flexible, then you can directly go to grasp your shin bone. Otherwise, take your time to allow the hip joint to open, all the structures around it to open, to soften. And you can even stay in this position, or when you feel like there's now more space created, you can go on and grasp the shin bone. Be aware again, if your chin starts to rise up, lift to the sky, tuck it in, elongate the neck. Relax your shoulders, your jaw, your face. Observe the breathing. Can it flow naturally, or are you holding? Be aware of any sensation. Is there any tension created in the hip or in other areas to compensate? Release and relax.
And then gently release. Be aware of the change. Be aware of all the sensations arising. Bring your hands to the mat. You can have them next to your buttocks or even a little slightly under the buttocks. We want to have leg lifts. So this can support your lower back if you have them gently under your buttocks. Then bring your knees towards the chest and the feet towards the sky. Ground your lower back into the floor and keep this grounding the whole time. This is your measurement. This is your indicator. So if you go like down and then your lower back is lifting off the floor, that's your indicator that it's too far. So you go only that far that you can hold the lower back in connection with the earth. So the earth is your indicator. You want to keep it all the time in connection with the earth. Okay, so press the lower back into the earth and then you bring your legs down and with an exhalation back up. With an inhalation, go down as far as you can hold connection with the earth. Exhale back up. Go slow and very conscious, be very aware. Feel the warming up of the body. The strength needed in your core. See that the breath can flow. So if you're at any time hold the breath, then you have to maybe have a pause or go with less amplitude, or you can even go with one leg at a time. Slow conscious movement and be aware what is arising. Especially if it's the next time, really ground your back. Go with your legs low, as low that you still can hold connection with the lower back, and stay. What is arising? Any wish of change? And with awareness, move your legs back up. Bend your knees, bring them onto the floor. Mat wrists apart, knees come together in center. Palms can face up to the sky and release and relax. Keep your feet hip width apart, like mat width apart. Have your arms in T shape or U shape. Feet mat width apart, and then allow them to move over to the right side. Inhaling back to center and exhale over to the left side. Move with the breath. Exhalation to the sides, inhalation back up to center. Slow, conscious movement. Next time, when your knees come over to the right side, stay there. If it feels alright for you, you can bring your right foot on top of the left knee. So you intensify a little bit the inner rotation of the left thigh. No force, just gravity is working. And then release. Move back to center and over to the left side. And if you like the same thing, put the left foot on top of the right knee. And just allow gravity to support you. No need to push or force. And see what is arising. Sensation. Is it, do you like it? Is it dislike? Maybe it's neutral. And maybe it's changing over time. And then inhale back to center. Slowly, with awareness, roll over your side and come up to your hands and knees. Have a good tabletop and hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Give your spine a little massage. Wake up movement with cat and cow. Inhale and lift the head, melt the spine. Exhale, round the spine. Up to the sky. Inhale, allow the spine to melt downward, heart forward, head lifting. Exhale, spine rounding up to the sky. Head moving down, neck relaxing. 2 more of this. After your next exhalation, come into neutral. Move your hands in front of your shoulder, one hand in front of your shoulders. Tuck your toes, keep your knees bent and come into a short distance down dog. Knees can be very bent. Press into your index and thumb, fingers spread. Come into this bent knee, downward dog, and then walk your dog. Keep length in the spine. And be aware of the back side of your legs. And then move your feet a little bit more further back for a little wider stance. Knees can be still bent. Bring your heels over to the right side. Give yourself a little transversal stretch. Come to center and move the heels over to the other side for another stretch. Come back to center. Allow the heels to descend as much as they want. Or keep your knees bent. Be aware that the importance is to keep the spine long. So sometimes when we stretch, we start to round in the spine. We straighten the legs. So in that case, keep the knees bent. Press your index and thumb into the floor. Spread the whole fingers. Press all the fingers into the floor. Rotate your upper arms a little bit to the outside, creating space in the upper back. Reach long to the sit bones, so you keep this long spine, and then you can descend your heels as much as they want today. And be aware of what is arising. And then round your spine forward in a little wave into a high plank. You can stay up here or go into your knees, because I have some little shoulder issues, so I choose to go onto my knees. So this is my loving awareness, and to be true and honest to myself. And I shift my weight, my shoulders a little bit more to the fingertips, so they're not completely above the wrist, and have a mini push-up. Let's have 5 of them. That was 2. 3. So you can have a high plank push-up, or like this on the knees. 4. And this is 5. Tuck your toes under. Give yourself another downward dog. And then knees down to the outside of the mat, toes together, and come into wide-legged Balasana, child pose. Relax. Letting go of all tension. And still be aware of what is arising. Is it easy to relax, or is there any tension in the body still at some places? And allow it to be. And then gently come back up onto your hands and knees. Bring your lower arms onto the floor, and you can interlace, you can keep them like this, pressing the forearms into the floor strongly, or interlace them. That helps you a little bit to keep their lower arms close to each other. Press the forearms into the floor. Move the elbows towards each other without moving them actually, but you want them that they avoid them from splaying out to the side, what they have the tendency to. So you pull them into the center line. You press the forearms down, tuck your toes, and then lift your buttocks up into a beautiful dolphin. We all love dolphins, mostly. Press into the forearms, lift through shoulders, and then have the playful dolphin. Move forward and backward. Keep pressing your forearms down, keep bringing the elbows towards each other. And play with the waves. And when you come backward, stay there. If you like, move a little bit more in to your elbows. See what's arising. Shanti is arising. Yeah, happy dog. But now it's dolphin time. And then bring your knees back down. The knees close to each other. And have a nice child pose. See what's arising in child pose. Can you let go? Release and relax. Are you holding tension? And then bring your hands to the front if you had them facing backwards. Reach out, come onto the tabletop, fingers spread wide, tuck toes under, downward dog. You can bring your left foot a little bit more into center. Rise your right leg up to the sky. Three-legged down dog. Bend your right knee into the scorpion tail down dog. Keep your hands good grounded. Open hips. Feel the stretch maybe. See where you can feel what sensation. Then level the hips again. Straighten the right leg. Bring it under the torso and step in between your hands. Keep your back knee high, or you can bring it onto the ground, whatever is supporting you. Pull the feet towards each other and pull them into the center line to give you stability. And then bring your right hand up to the sky into a nice twist. Breathe in and out. As the next exhalation, move the arm to the front and bring it back onto the mat. Keep staying high, grounding your feet. Remember to pull the feet towards each other and into the center line to give stability. You can have your knee onto the floor. Bring your hands to the lower back. Engage your core muscle, your belly.
Relax breathing. See what's arising. Push into the floor. Come up high. Descend if you can, if there's space. Be aware of your feet, shins toward the center line, and then lift your arms up. You can have them first in cactus shape and lift your heart space up. Lift to your heart. And then reach with your arms a little bit even backward and look up. See what's arising here. And then from here, reach to the front. Stay strong in your legs. Awareness, what is arising, any wish for change. And then bring the hands to the inside of the right leg. Bring the left knee onto the floor, left foot flat on the floor. Walk the right foot outside, to the outside of the mat. You can swing a little bit, right to left. And be aware of any sensations, especially in the area of the right hip. Maybe you feel some stretch in the front of the left groin. And this can be your pose, high on your hands. Or if you have space, you can go downward onto the elbows. See what is changing. Remember the scale from 1 to 10. If it's that you're holding the breath or you're tightening some other areas, then it means that you should kind of back off. You could have your blocks or your bolster under, so it can go halfway down. Or come up again onto the fingers, on the fingertips. You can open, come onto the outer edge of the right foot. Open a little bit more. The right hip. And then bring the foot flat again onto the floor. Come onto your hands. Walk the foot back into center. Right hand to the outside of your right foot. Tuck the toes of the left foot. Lift your knee back up. And then twist again. Right hand goes up. So same side. Relax breathing. Or see if you're holding the breath. And then exhale to the front, back down. Bring your right foot back into high plank. You can stay high, or you can bring your knees onto the floor, shift your weight a little bit forward. So if you're in high plank, you push also a little bit forward so that your elbows come more towards your fingers. One little push up, come back up, and push back down in downward dog. Breathe in and out. Relax as much as you can. If downward dog is not the pose for you to relax, you can also go into child pose. Keep pressing your index and thumb into the floor. Upper arms rotating outward gently. Spine is long. And then step the right foot more into center. If you're in Balasana, come back up into down dog. Lift the left leg up to the sky. 3-leg down dog. Bend the left leg into scorpion tail. Level the hips again. 3-legged down dog, and then dive with the left leg under the torso in between your hands. Keep your right knee lifted or bring it onto the floor. You decide. Ground your feet and then twist open to the left side. Reach with your heart forward, reach with your belly up. You can look up or straight or down, depending on what is good for your neck. Be aware. Then reach with your hand with an exhalation to the front and back down. If you like, adjust your feet again. Pull them towards each other and into the midline to get stability, and then bring your hands onto the lower back. Strong legs. See what's arising here. Any wish for change? What about your breath? And then push into the floor to rise up to standing in a high lunge. Remember, pull your feet towards each other. Rise your arms in the cactus shape. Lift your heart. Reach with your arms up and back. You can even look up to the sky. And then reach with an exhalation forward. Stay here. See what's arising. Any wish for change? What is the breath doing? And lower the hands to the inside of the left foot. Right knee comes onto the floor. Walk your left foot outside to the outer edge of the mat. You can even move your knee a little bit more further back, if this serves you. And then be aware of your left hip joint. So you can even come onto the fingertips. You can have your hands flat on the floor. You can swing left to right gently. And love whatever is arising. Have this smile to life, to all the facets of life. And if you like, dive deeper into life. Come onto the elbows. Feel any change of sensation in the left hip joint. If you like, come onto the outer edge of the left hip joint. Moving left to right, gently swinging. What is your breath doing? Remember the scale, 1 to 10. And what is arising? And then bring the sole of the foot back onto the floor. Lift up onto your hands if you're down. Bring your foot back into center. Tuck the toes of the right foot. Lift the knee. Ground your feet. Strong grounding. And lift again the left arm up to the sky. Nice twist. The heart is opening. Belly is lifting up. Strong feet. Strong legs. Exhale. Reach to the front. Back with your hand to the floor. And step the right foot to the front. Here we have a standing forward bend. Halfway lift. So it's a half standing forward bend. You can bend your knees and then release your body down into full forward bend. Hold the opposite elbows, hang out. From here, if you like, now the elbows hanging down, lift the elbows so the upper arms come into your ear level and the back is straightening. So you lift gently a little bit to straight back. Knees can be bent. And see what's arising. Keep breathing. Observe the breath. And then relax down again. Release your hands to the floor. Push into the floor. Bend your knees strongly as if you sit on the chair and come up to standing. Raise your arms up to the sky. Bring the hands together. Interlace the fingers, index fingers pointing up. And then ground your feet strongly. You can even look down before. Feet are hip width apart, parallel to each other. And then press the heels and your balls of the feet into the floor to lift the arch. Lift the kneecaps. Engage gently your belly. Long spine. Arms reaching up. And with this length, with an exhalation, bend over to the right side. Grounding, especially the left foot down into the floor. Keep breathing. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the other side, to the left side, grounding the right foot into the floor. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra. If your hands in Anjali Mudra, connect to your heart mind for a moment. Open the palms away from each other, so you have like a little sphere of the heart, sphere of tension. Keep the thumbs touching to the heart center, and then bend your knees. You can look down so that you can see really big amount of your feet, knees pointing backward. Keep your spine long. Have this powerful Utkatasana, the chair pose. And from here, shift your weight onto the left foot. Release the right foot and cross the right ankle over your left knee. Stay strong with your left foot. Keep the knee pushing a little bit backward. You can even sit a little bit more down. Keep smiling and breathing and see what's arising. You can focus a point to hold balance more easy. And then gently come up and release the foot back down onto the floor. If you like, release your arms, palms facing to front to open your shoulders to your chest. Close your eyes, breathe. Be aware of the change. Gently open your eyes, get ready for the other side. Hands front of the heart. It's a little sphere of tension. Bend your knees into chair. You can look down to that you see your feet and bring your knees a little bit more backward. Elongate the spine. Shift your weight onto the right foot. Lift the left foot, cross it over the right knee. Be aware of what is arising. Observe the breath, your thoughts, whatever is in the foreground. Any wish for change. And then slowly straighten your leg and bring the left foot back onto the floor. Release your arms down, palms facing to the front. Close your eyes. Relax, breathing. And for the next, we will do a second round, but you might want to have your blocks because we will have a forward bend included in that. I need my blocks here. Still careful with my hip, hamstring attachment. So feet parallel, hands in front of the heart. Come into your chair pose. Bring the knees a little bit backward, elongate the spine, relax your shoulders. Shift the weight onto the left foot, lift the right foot, cross it over the left knee. Stay for a moment. Be aware of the pose. Can again fix a point to support you, keep the balance. And if you have your balance and feel right, gently move, bend towards your bent knee. This is alright. Release your hands down to the floor. I will take here my blocks on their highest level. That's for me at the moment. So I could go on level 2. That's fine too. Breathing. Being aware of what is arising. You could also have a chair. If your blocks are not like stable, you could have a chair in front of you. See what's the support, the height that would support you. See what's arising. And then gently come back on up. Slowly moving with awareness into the one leg chair. And straighten the leg. Release the right leg back onto the floor. Feet parallel. Open the arms. Palms facing to the front. Close your eyes. And then ready for the other side. Gently open your eyes. Hands in front of your heart. Bend your knees to easy chair. Bring the left foot, ankle over the right knee. Stay here for a moment. You can have a point to look at to keep your balance. You can go a little bit deeper. Keep breathing. And then gently bend towards your left leg and down to the floor or the blocks. Release your head. What is arising? Any wish for change? And gently push into the right foot, come back up into the one-legged chair, hands in front of your heart. And straighten the right leg, release the left foot onto the floor, feet parallel, palms facing the front. If you like, close your eyes. Have a moment of awareness. Gently open your eyes. If you have also turned to the long side of the mat, then move back to the short side of the mat. Have your feet hip width apart, arms alongside the body, over the side reach up, Urdhva hands, but then bend gently backward. Bring your hands together, Anjali Mudra, dive to the heart, into standing forward bend. Inhalation, breathe up into half, standing forward bend. Exhale, step or jump back into high plank. Your fingers spread. You can stay up in high plank and shift your weight forward for mini push-up, or bring your knees down, shift your weight forward, go gently down and up, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Give yourself a stretch, then look in between your eyes, bend your knees, come onto the tippy toes, and give yourself a jump to the outside of your hands. And from here, bring your hands. I will turn that you can see it. Bring your elbows to the inside of your thighs. Hands in Anjali Mudra, very low goddess squat. So there's maybe some possibility for something to arise. Maybe you love it, maybe you hate it. Maybe it's shifting, maybe it's neutral. See if you can embrace whatever comes. Have a little smile to your goddess. Keep breathing. And then gently bring your hands to the floor. Step your feet a little bit more in so you can come into a malasana, to a deep squat down. If you feel your feet cannot touch, you can roll something under your feet or have your blocks under or some little book to support you. Have your little malasana, open your hips. And then bring the hands behind you, come onto the buttocks and straighten the legs to the front into a Dandasana, stuff pose. Press your thighs and your legs into the floor, flex your feet, sit bones grounded, spine lifting up, shoulders relax back and down. From here, your right hand is sliding along the inner thigh to the back side of your knee. Hold here. You can give your right leg an outward rotation and pull it backward. So your knee bends and you bring the left foot to the inside of your inner thigh. You want the knee reaching towards the ground, or if it's not possible, of course, and you don't want to force it, if you feel any tension in the knee, you better support it. Or you might need some support. This is quite high support under the pelvis. I would take a more blanky stuff thing, but this can help you. I will choose today this one to support my knee here. Ground the sit bones, grow tall with your spine. Turn towards the straightened leg. So it's a gentle twist even in this Janushirasana. Keep this and then slowly walk forward. So you don't want to round here. You walk from your hip forward. So reach with your sternum forward and find the place. And you feel like, now I feel like some hamstring. Keep breathing. Remember the 1 to 10. 10, if you hold the breath or you start to tighten somewhere in your body, then that's too much. You also don't want to go lower than 8. Maybe after a while you can come even more down, holding your foot or keeping at your shins. And then stay for a moment. Be aware of what is arising. Pressing the leg to the ground. And gently bring your hands back to the floor, walk backward. Release your knee to the front. You can give it a little massage. And come into Dandasana. Legs grounding, sit bones grounding, spine lifting, shoulders relaxing downward. Left hand slides along the inner thigh to the back side of the left knee. Pull it back, left foot into the inner right thigh. I will support today here. Stay high. Grounding down and then walk forward. Slowly and gently. Sternum reaching to the front. And you can have a pause in between where you feel, oh, this is the edge. And breathe there. Allow the body to adjust and to follow this movement. To loosen the structure. Any tension on the back side. You can stay there, or after a while you feel, oh, there's more space created. You can go even further. But don't aim to push for and think, you have to reach down here, even if you're up here. That's completely fine. When you feel this is where your 9 is on the scale, this is where you should stay. If you push even further, there you might lose your loving awareness and loving kindness and injure yourself. So be really, really gentle and really truthful. See what is arising physically, emotionally, or thoughts, any wish for change. And then gently come back up. Release the left leg to the front. Have your Dandasana. I will turn again because you will use your mat as support. Bend your knees, have your feet in a little distance away from you, then bring your right foot, your right leg under the left leg in a 90-degree angle. Flex the right foot. Then move your left leg behind you as far as it's possible for you. I will need a block. So you might want to have your blocks for you. So I forgot this. So you move your leg behind you. And this is one version that I learned from a physiotherapist, what I really like. It's a different way to come in, and it's not an aiming to directly come into the full pose of pigeon. It allows you to stay even leaning onto one side and to allow us gently to open the structure. You can lean on your right hand and then slowly move the left hip towards the right heel. It's a really gentle thing. You don't have to pull it. It's just small, aiming towards. And then you have two options. I choose the option with the block. You could, first option, bend your front knee and then move over here and have like this bent leg pigeon. I want, for me, work more on my stretch here because this is very closed. I will use a block to support under my hip bone. And then turn my back leg more under, the inner thigh spiraling up. And now have like this back bend. Keep the front foot flexed, especially if I have 90-degree angle. If you bend your foot, if you bend your knee, then you will point your foot. And from here, we'll go to sleeping pigeon. I will use my second block to rest my head on top of it. And relax into the pose and see what is arising. So from this option, choose which one that you can relax, breathe, relax, but at the same time I have a stretch sensation, I can tell you. And I allow it to arise. And I have some wishes to change. And I allow this to arise. But I can see my breath is still flowing. My jaw is relaxed. Observing moment by moment the rising and fading of sensations. And then gently come on up. I remove your block. Swing the left leg back to the front, into the bent knees. And from here, bring the left leg under the right leg in the 90-degree angle. Swing the right leg back behind you. Bring the leg as much as possible behind you. Look for me, I'm still quite open. I cannot completely turn it and bring it parallel without lifting this sit bone. So I have my restrictions here. And this is what I have to allow. So this is the first I can go in this pose. I let this hip aiming towards this heel without pushing and forcing it to go there. It's an aiming there. So, but when I'm aiming a little bit, I can feel my stretch in the left hip joint. And then you can choose your option again. Either you bend your knee. When you bend your knee, see if you can, then you can point your foot and then turn over here, that your hips become parallel. I again will keep it in the right angle and use my props. To support myself and come into the gentle back bend. And then go into the sleeping pigeon. Using again my second block, resting my forehead and resting into pigeon. Allowing whatever want to rise. Any wish for change, holding space with loving awareness. And then gently come on out of the pose. Remove your blocks, your props, if you use some. Come back into Dandasana for a moment. And then swing your legs back into all fours. Tabletop, tuck your toes, give yourself a stretch, maybe walk down your dog to give release to your knees. Yeah, each one needs a little bit shanti in this life. Come back onto your knees, into Vajrasana, kneeling position. In this pose, have your arms crossed in front of your body. No, down. Cross your arms in front of the body. Right arm for me is in front. Then the right little finger is grabbing the left little finger. And you don't use the ring fingers, you take the middle finger, the index finger. Your ring finger is going towards the tip of your thumb. So the small finger, the middle finger, and index finger, they have a partner. The ring finger partners with the thumb. And then bring this in front of your heart. Hridaya Mudra. Close your eyes if you like. So we said that the pathway to true inner happiness is by opening our heart to whatever arises. And by this, allow us to go beyond likes and dislikes. To go beyond duality towards our true self. And then Yoga Hridayam is a spiritual heart. This is where our true self is residing, where we can find it. So it's a symbol for this. This mudra invites us to dive deep dive deep into the true essence of who we are. One way to come to the true essence is to go through the heart. Allow this mudra to unfold and see what's arising. Coming in touch with the true nature beyond all duality. The observer seeing things arising and passing, things we like and dislike, any craving, any rejection, we see it arising. It's the rest in our center and our heart, our spiritual heart. Slowly release your fingers and shift your body into Shavasana. If you like, you can take a bolster under your knees to have a relaxed Shavasana. And come back down lying on the floor. Release and relax. Allow your heart and mind to come to stillness. Allow yourself to come to stillness. The breath flowing gently and naturally. If anything is arising, you know it comes from this Hirayam, the place of stillness of your true self, and it will fade away into that. Nothing to grasp for, nothing to reject. Arising and passing. You can relax into the change, the flow of life. Relax into your true nature, into your spiritual heart, the unconditional love of the world as it is. Connecting to your true love. Stay here as long as you like.
If you have time, you can even do a nice silent meditation. I will at this point move and leave you with yourself, with your true self. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for the beautiful practice. And I like to offer the fruits of this practice to the benefit of all living beings. May we all be protected. May we all be held in love. May we be loved. May we be love. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we live together in peace and harmony, living our highest potential, caring for Earth, caring for each other. Namaste. Deep gratitude, deep love, and a big embrace, holding all of you very close and near to my heart. See you soon. Enjoy your Christmas time.